How's it going, everyone? This is Sherv back to participate in a thread started by Alex, channel Moderick 247, and I love this. I love this idea. He wants people to show albums or songs that were dedicated to or in tribute to John Coltrane after Coltrane died. And I love this idea because when I watched his original video, there was no mention of, oh, this is to commemorate Coltrane's 100th birthday or 95th birthday, or it wasn't any 50th because of some anniversary release of a particular album. It's a way to keep things going. It's like a year-long thing. Every once in a while, him and others can just put out these videos showcasing something that was a tribute, that is a tribute to John Coltrane. And so yeah, I like it. I love it because to me, something hit me, and I thought, yeah, it doesn't take these commemorative dates and anniversaries. It doesn't have to take that to show, for people to show their love and their spirit and their on some level devotion to the music, whatever that happens to be, that we love. It's with us day to day when we put on an album randomly, and that can lead to other albums. That is what moves us every day. Doesn't have to be a special number. So thank you, Alex, for coming up with this. And the other thing is, it gives people like me a chance to watch other videos and be introduced to things that I don't know. And so far I've seen everything from Nels Cline to Grateful Dead to Elvin Jones shown. So the song I'm going to feature and showcase the album slightly. I don't want to go on too long. I've been making videos for nearly a year and a half, and even before I started making videos, when ideas were brewing in my head, I thought, yeah, I want to do a video just focusing on this artist. And I haven't done it because I feel like I don't know if I can do it justice. I don't know if I can do him justice. So I thought, this is the song I thought of, and talk a little about the album, and maybe that'll lead to a deeper feature on the pride of Columbus, Ohio, Rasan, Roland Kirk. And this album is Natural Black Inventions, Root Strata, recorded in early '71. And this album, to me, just transcends any musical boundaries. Most of this album is either him by himself playing various instruments, or him and a percussionist who plays a little bit of drums, but mostly hand-held percussion instruments, and That's Joe Texador, who played with Rahsaan for a while. And one of the things I'm recognizing since I've been in the VC, Rahsaan Roland Kirk doesn't get much love. That could be something people don't get. But I don't want to go on about his career so much, because that could be in a future video, but just talk about this album. Most people who know of Rahsaan Roland Kirk know he plays various reed instruments, 3 at a time, all in his mouth, and can play 3 different melodies with those 3 instruments. Just to me, a genius and one of the most intriguing figures of the 20th century in any capacity, any art. Salvador Dali type intrigue for me with Kirk. And so this album was a change of direction in some ways, and it was his worst selling album on Atlantic, but this album has it all. It goes from ragtime to boogie woogie to hard bop to free jazz, and it's an electronic record with no electronic instruments. It's a exotica record. It's a drone record. It's all these things into one. And most of these songs are short and nothing over 4 minutes. 13 in all. And Kirk is one of those guys who didn't like the word jazz. He came up with black classical music, and this isn't necessarily a jazz record. It's like I said, everything all combined, and 13 songs, but it flows really well. And the song that kicks off the album, and I will play it, is Something for Trane That Trane Could Have Said. And I also want to recommend this book, Bright Moments, written by John Kruth. I think this is 2000. Excellent book. Gives you an insight into the man. And he did know Coltrane. He did have a relationship with him. And I just want to read a quote from Roland Kirk. From here. Yeah, we haven't heard her in a while. Michael Kuskuna had a close relationship with him, and he recalls Kirk saying he'd been listening to Ascension all day and wasn't sure about it. He was struggling with it because it was Coltrane and he loved and respected him. Some of the other musicians just said it was bullshit. He would never dismiss anything like that, whereas they wouldn't put the effort into understanding what someone else was trying to do. Kirk loved and respected Coltrane dearly. He openly praised the man as a true giant of his time, inspired not only by Coltrane's colossal tone and hip chops, but by his spiritual philosophy. There's something here where he says, it's his quote, "One thing that has never been written about is the closeness of John Coltrane and myself." That's Kirk. "We were very close. This was dismissed for what reason I don't know. We used to get together and talk about reeds and music. One night we were down in the village listening to Freddie Hubbard and Max Roach, and John talked about how he felt up against the wall in his music because a lot of musicians had told him what he was doing wasn't hip enough." So he did have a relationship. He has an album called Left and Right where Alice Coltrane plays harp on it, and came out a couple years before this. So I'm going to get out of the picture and play the opening track, something for Trane that Trane could have said. And it's only 3 minutes. I did a test on this yesterday, and comes to find out this song is going to be blocked in North Korea, Syria, Cuba, and Iran. I have some family in Iran who may watch these videos, so they won't be able to hear it. But I'll put a link to the song for anybody in those other 3 countries who happen to come upon this. So I'll get out of the picture. Enjoy. Right. That was vintage 1965 inspired Coltrane. Thanks for watching and listening. Thanks again, Alex. I'll leave a link to his introduction to this thread, and when you're on his channel, check out the playlist. I highly encourage people to watch all the videos and try to follow along. Alex is going to do more, and yeah, maybe I'll come back for another one at some point. Alright, everyone take care.